This is Chris Kell with an introductory video on our peak fitness clinical fitness protocols. Okay, and so along with our movement screening seminar, we've given you the option of signing up for our training templates. All right, and this really contains all of the exercises, the libraries, the things that we've created in a template-like format. And really, the advantage of this is that using our Trainerize system, you can easily assign this stuff as homework. You can also create your own protocols and then just bring it up later on your phone or on your tablet. That makes things a lot easier, so you know what you're doing when you're dealing with, multiple clients and that sort of thing. So in this video, I'm going to take you through how this works, kind of how the protocols are set up, how to edit things, and how this works. And so when you receive our program, or when we sign you up for the program, you should receive an email from Trainerize.com prompting you to set up your account. You're going to be set up as a trainer under Peak Fitness, okay, and that's going to allow you to access our information as well as assign clients under us, okay. So there is no fee to sign up for this app. It's just the fee that you would eventually pay for this service. Now, the way this works is that once you sign up, we're going to assign you a client, okay, that says clinical fitness training templates, okay, and really the client contains all of the programs that we've created to use as templates, okay, and I'll show you how to upload that into your workout templates. Now, the way this works is that when you log in, you're going to be brought to a training plan, okay. What I want you to do is you're going to click training plan, okay. When you click on this training plan, it's going to bring you to this screen, okay. It's going to bring you to this thing where it says clinical fitness training template. So I just reloaded this page. Okay, now as you can see, these are all of the workout plans that we have. So this is a lot of stuff. This is all the protocols that we have for everything that we've discussed, from mobility to movement screening correctives, that sort of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on edit all. That's going to bring up a more succinct list of what we're looking at here. Okay, and so we've broken things down. Okay, we have all of our mobility areas that we talked about. So ankle mobility, hip extension, hip external rotation, hip internal rotation, hip flexion. Okay, and then we have upper body. Okay, so thoracic extension, thoracic rotation, and then we also have our movement screening correctives. Okay, so here's the way this works. All right, we basically have clients that fall into two categories. One, we're trying to retrain a movement screen, okay, and that would consist of our top level movement screens, okay. Those are the ones where you screen somebody, you don't have enough time to passively look at their issues, and so you're just doing correctives for that, okay. So let's say we had a shoulder mobility problem. I'm going to click on movement screening corrective shoulder mobility, and that's going to bring up this program. The way I've set it up is, again, this is just the protocol, and I want you to realize that certain things will be in this, certain things will not. So you might assess the person, and they might not have a need for thoracic spine extension exercises, but we've put in all of these exercises, and these are basically the things that you want to check when, if you're looking at this movement screen and you say to yourself, okay, they can't get their arms behind their head for some reason, so let me check these areas, and then we've included release work for those. And so you could take out or put in these things, but up here is kind of the schematic that we're looking at. So we have our first step would be to release these areas first, whether that be through massage or it be through release. We're assuming that we're foam rolling here, so we've included foam rolling exercises in this section. Our next section is active mobility, okay, and this is where we're doing, again, the movements that we talked about in our seminar. We're moving joints through newly acquired ranges of motion, okay. So in this, we're looking for shoulder rotation, thoracic extension, thoracic rotation, and breathing. Okay. Now, I've only included one exercise for each of these categories. However, I've included a couple choices. Okay. So, for example, for thoracic extension, we have a wall slide included in this example, in this template. But if that doesn't fit for that client, you could always do a search and look for floor slide or arm drops, and I'll show you how to do that. But as you can see, this is the way the program would look to the person. They can scroll down, so the client, once we assign them the program, will get this stuff in their inbox on a daily basis in an email, and they can bring it up on their phone. They'll see the stuff that they have to do, and you can see we have performed these exercises as a superset. this is the first set of stuff that you would do. So we do that for 3 rounds or 1 round of whatever we say, and then we go to the next superset and we perform those things back to back for 10 to 15 reps. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Now you can also scroll down, okay, and you're going to see again videos of everything to do. Okay, so this is useful whether you're using this for yourself kind of as a template for a client, or if you're using this as homework for a client. If this is homework, we're not going to assign nearly as much stuff, but you get the idea. Now, if we want to take things in or put things out, we're going to click Edit. Edit is going to bring up a screen of our correctives, okay? And you notice that here you can edit, the stuff in the program, the words that exist, whatever. One change that I need to make is I need to change this to 1 set versus 3 sets per exercise. So I'm going to make that change real quick here. Okay, and you see that change. But again, I can change sets and reps. I can change, as I showed you, I can also put things in. Okay, so let's say I wanted to put in a foam roller extension. I could just type in foam roller extension, search. And that's going to actually pull up YouTube videos. Okay, so again, we have an exercise library that we've created, but you can also pull exercise from YouTube. So I click thoracic spine mobilization with foam roller, add to workout. I'll just change the name to foam roller extension so it's easier. You can use your own names. I'll just click add to workout. Takes a minute to load up, but you get the idea. Okay, so again, that loads up. If I wanted to include it in this circuit, I would just put these things together. I click superset. And if I wanted to take it out, click unsuperset, just unclick it, superset these other things, and then again, I could just click, if I want to take something out, I could just click delete, and boom, there you go. You can also change the name by clicking on rename, and you change movement screening corrects, name it yourself, whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm going to save and close. Okay, now we're going to click back to training plan. And so as you can see, we have a lot of we have all of these workout templates that you could potentially assign. The other thing that we did, let's say the person just needs to work on one joint or one particular area, one direction of movement. You find that you do passive testing on them, and you find that maybe their movement screens are okay, but their hip rotation is out. Okay, so we would go to hip external rotation. Okay, and as you can see here, we've included hip external rotation circuit, okay, which would be the 5 exercises that you would do as active mobility with the client. That's something that the coach would do. Okay, then we also included hip external rotation homework. Okay, and homework is something that I would give the client as homework to do. Okay, so that's generally going to be like release work and that kind of thing. But that way, you have what you do with them clinically, and then you could assign them the homework. And again, you just you put in and take out what works for you. Now, also with each joint, what I've done is we have an exercise library. So I'm going to click on ankle mobility here. So in this one, what I've done is I basically included a template of what to release as well as what to mobilize and what to strengthen in this situation. Okay, and you have all of our release exercises for different parts of the foot, the ankle, stretches, and this first superset. You have active mobilizations in the second superset, and then in this third superset you have strength exercises. So again, you can plug in and take out whatever works for you, but all of that is available to you. All right, again, so this will be assigned as a client. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like. When you bring up your account here, you're going to be able to click on view and customize clients accounts, and it'll have all of these different names. All you would do for this is you click on the protocol. Okay, so it's active session right now. You click on another protocol and you click switch into. Okay, so that would be, you'll assign clients that you work with in the future. So for example, Keith Hilliard. Okay, Keith Hilliard. I'm going to go into Keith's program real quick. I'm going to click switch into. Okay, so that's going to take me into Keith's program. And now in Keith's program, again, for him, I've created a core routine and a home workout routine. Okay, that's scheduled. And this is an old program. I didn't update it recently, but this is just an example. And so with that, these are the two things that Keith's going to be doing. Now I can click on the calendar, and I could assign the programs to Keith. Okay, so we see I haven't assigned anything yet, but what I could do is I could say, okay, so every Monday I'm going to have Keith do his home workout routine. So I click home routine and I click 4 weeks. And what it'll do is add the routine for the next 4 weeks. Okay, so now you get a copy of kind of what Keith sees, has all of his exercises. You can also put in instructions there. You can click here to edit. But when he brings up his calendar, that's going to appear there. And every Monday, Keith's going to get an email with his home routine. So that way, it's sort of an accountability piece. The other cool thing with that is I can actually check, the last time Keith logged in, and that's another video for sure. But, there are a lot of cool things that you can do with this, and I'd encourage you to play around with it a little bit. Now, the last piece of this is that when you get your clinical protocols here, just going to switch back into this plan real quick here. So let's say you have a new client that you want to assign some stuff to. All right, what we do, I'm actually going to go into a new client. I'm going to go into Nick. I'm going to go into Nick's training plan. Okay, so I'm going to click copy, and from there, now I'm going to copy from my clinical fitness protocols to Nick. So I click from protocols, and I just copy from the client. So clinical fitness Alright, so I just set, the date that I want in there, and I click start copying. Okay, I'm not actually going to do that because he's actually using that program right now. But the bottom line is what will happen is that all of when you copy into his plan, all of the things that I showed you in your clinical fitness protocols thing will appear in Nick's program. And what I would do is just like, say he has an active straight leg raise problem, delete every one except for the active straight leg raise information. That way, as his client, that's kind of like your file for that individual. You can do his program as a circuit when he comes in with them, so you have a copy for yourself, and then you give him his homework, which then you assign to his calendar. So both of those ways, you're able to have your due diligence. And this is how I work now with most of my clinical fitness clients. I have so many now that I put their stuff into Trainerize. I know exactly what they have at that time. I have so many I forget, to be honest with you. But with each session, I just bring it up on my app. It's very efficient. That way I can treat them when they're there, update their plan as needed, and then we both are handled in that way. So that's kind of a quick overview of how we deal with our Trainerize program. And in the next coming days, I encourage you to check it out, really go through it and learn the program. Send me any questions you have, and we will go from there.